Hi there, in our devotion today, I want to take you to Psalm 16, verse 8. Psalm 16, verse 8. I have set the Lord always before me. Because he is at my right hand, I will not be shaken. This is Psalm of David. David wrote so many psalms, and this is one of the psalms. And if you read the Psalms of David, you will understand his heart, his desire, his delight. And the way he thinks is just amazing for us to learn. And here he says, I have set the Lord always before me. Because he is at my right hand, I will not be shaken. So he set his mind, his heart towards God, and so he's feeling his presence surrounding him. He is recognizing that he is at his right hand. And then he says, because of the confidence that he has, he will not be shaken. He put the complete confidence on God. He trusted God 100%. Now think about it. David had so many enemies. He was a shepherd boy, but God raised him to be the king. So during the process from being a shepherd boy into the kingship, he has to go through and face a lot of enemies in his life. He was a warrior. Very often he had to fight the battle. And so even in the time of his dangers, the secret of David is that he has set the Lord before him all the time. Surrounding him is the Lord. His presence was so real to David. And he had the confidence that the Lord is on his right hand. And so he says, I will not be shaken. David says, I'm not relying on my strength, my abilities, but I rely on God. My strength comes from him. He completely relied on the presence of God to take care of him. So he says that I will not be shaken. Not only David, the man after God's own heart, but we have so many other people in the Bible who are saints, who put God first in their life. They want more of God. If you know about Enoch, Bible says Enoch walked with God and he was no more because God took him. And then you have Moses, a man who did stand before Pharaoh and said, let my people go in the name of the Lord. He did miracle after miracle. God was with him. God's presence was with them. But Moses was not satisfied with the presence of God alone. He says, I want to see more of you. If you read the book of Exodus chapter 33, and here's a conversation between God and Moses. You know, in verse 13, he says, if you are pleased with me, teach me your way so I may know you and continue to find favor with you. Remember that this nation is your people. So Moses was telling God, I want to know more of you. But God said, my presence will go with you and I will give you rest. So God promised, okay, you want my presence, you want to know me, I will give you my presence. My presence will go with you. But Moses was not satisfied. He said in verse 30 and 15 onwards, he says, then Moses said to him, if your presence does not go with us, do not send us up from here. How will anyone know that you are pleased with me and with your people, unless you go with us? What else will distinguish me and your people from all the other people on the face of the earth? So Moses says, I know that I want your presence. Your presence is more needed. But then he is not satisfied that. In verse 17 he says, and the Lord said to Moses, I will do the very thing you ask because I am pleased with you and I know your name. So God said, my presence will go with you. I will do the very thing you asked. I know your name. And I will give you rest. All these great things that God promised to Moses, he was not satisfied. If you look at in verse 18, he says, then Moses said, now show me your glory. See, Moses' desire, he set his heart in seeking God more than anyone else. Bible says Moses talked to God face to face. And this man, his desire, his compassion, his love, everything that he had is for God and for his presence and to see his glory more and more. He wants to know more of God. David wants to know more of God. He knows that he has set his heart before God and the Lord will not leave him. He said, the Lord is at my right hand. I will not be shaken. What is the confidence you have today? To which you have put your confidence to? Have you put your confidence to your father and your mother and your money and your treasures or your friends or your family? No. The great thing that you can do for yourself is to put your confidence on the Lord. Seek Him more than ever before. Find Him. Bible says, seek me with all your heart and you will find me. May God give you that hunger and desire in your heart so that you will seek Him with all your heart and keep Him the first. Jesus said this, seek first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Seek Him, and you will find that He satisfies your soul. He is the lover of our soul. Love Him, seek Him, desire Him more and more. Put your confidence in Him, then you will not be shaken. God bless you today.